Where I am now, better than before, through those open doors. Where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place, a tender warm embrace. Where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to hear it, see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in WGPL 1350 studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM, 1350 AM, or www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com. Click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM and WPCE 1400. Good morning to you.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Chris Hinton, good morning. Chris said, what's the gossip?
What's the tea?
Also, we want to welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
Did you say like, share, comment, and subscribe?
Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to comment. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
Shout out, shout out.
Oh, Mr. E, how was your weekend?
I had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. I just enjoyed the weekend.
And what did you do?
I enjoyed the weekend.
Okay, I'm dipping, huh? You not serving no tea, huh?
I enjoyed the weekend.
I tell you what, I had a wonderful weekend. Mr. E was really productive.
Tell us what you did.
Rest right. I got a chance to work out. I had a chance to hear some great gospel. It was fabulous.
Wonderful.
And spend time with my family and my grandson. It was absolutely nice.
That's so wonderful. Did you take in any good food?
I ate a little something good. You know, I'm always hunting for some really great things. If you all have any suggestions for me, something that you prepare or something that you've eaten and you want to let us review it, or, you know, get a little taste of it, just let us know.
You know, I was looking on Facebook this weekend, and I saw some dishes on Facebook.
Oh, now sometimes I'm not very fond of some of the pictures that are being, woo! You know, sometimes some of that stuff, it look a little bit like it's been ran over by a lawnmower, but that's your food. I don't have to eat it.
That's right. That is.
What do you think about some of the pictures?
Oh,
I can do without some of the pictures.
Oh God, you know, especially when they put a name on it. You know, when they give it a name, and they said, "Well, this is my shrimp
sometimes
scampi."
It is just a little ratchet.
You know, this is my shrimp scampi. Yeah.
But anyway, a wonderful weekend. I'm glad you had a great weekend, Mr. E. I hope you all out there did something fabulous. The weather is absolutely fantastic here in the Hampton Roads area. You got to get out.
That's right. That's right. The weatherman said it's going to be about the 70, high 70, 79, 80 degrees today. And the pollen level and it's going to be a little high too.
But Mr. E, what about in Chicago and some of the other places talking about snow, experience snow in April?
I saw my kids standing out on the corner said, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow
Right
in
now.
Chicago in the springtime.
Well, since we're mid-April, I'm hoping that we will not see not one drop. What do you think, Mr. E? Has it ever snowed in Hampton Roads?
Well, it has snowed in Hampton Roads, but see, I think that March is in April. April is in March because April showers bring May flowers, but
Yes.
March come in like a lion and come in like a lamb and go out like a
Well,
lion.
what about the rain? We need some rain so we can have some of those May flowers.
So we got to speak Spanish and get some, because the rain in Spain falls gently on the plain.
Something like that. So, Mr. E, today is Monday. It's sports talk.
What a great thing that we
Oh,
got
my
on Sports Talk today.
goodness, Mr. E, yes.
Did you catch any of the game?
I looked at 3 games as a result of my grandson into basketball. He said he's going to the NBA.
Good.
He's
Congratulations.
going to start to he's doing recreational basketball this year. He's only 8. He's going on 9. But he had me looking at quite a few games this week. And Mr. E, as a matter of fact, I looked at, and we'll go over all these numbers, winners and losers, but I looked at the Lakers against the Grizzlies. I looked at New York against, who did they play? We're going to find out. And who else? There's one more that I looked at. Oh.
Did you see GS?
Oh, I saw Golden State.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What a powerful weekend.
It was great.
What a powerful weekend for basketball.
Yes. Good morning, Miss Modell Lewis. She said, good morning to my favorite friends.
Thank you.
But Mr. E, let's talk a little bit. First of all, last week I served some tea. We served tea about the Mavericks.
That's right.
We talked
That's
about
right.
the Mavericks.
That's right.
And the fact that the Mavericks got in a little trouble.
Yeah.
For what?
Throwing the game. I mean, for throwing the game, they got a fine put upon them because they want the draft pick.
Yes, the NBA slapped the Dallas Mavericks with $750,000 fine after determining the team was resting players in an effort to lose and keep its first round draft pick.
That's right.
See,
that's right.
See, Mr. E, let me tell you something. That's what makes me feel as though, sometimes sports can be rigged. I don't even want to think that it is, but when you see stuff like that, you wonder. And when people say, well, somebody threw the game, or they lost on purpose, or somebody cheated, you don't want those thoughts. But I'm telling you, sometimes it happens.
When you look at sports, you think it's a great thing. It's a good sport. It's a great, won't be no shysting and robbery and no highway.
Yes.
But this year, this time, and when you look at sports, it's all racketeers, all money going on.
It's a lot of money.
You got folks betting on who gonna win 150 points, who gonna win 75 points, and when they gonna come on Fandana, and you get $150. One time or another, gambling and betting was under the covers.
Absolutely. I tell you what, Mr. E, my grandson and I looked at some of the numbers of how much some of these ball players make, and talking about millions and hundreds of millions of dollars. Then we got brave enough to see how much the owners, and the highest owner made $13.8 billion. I said to myself, what kind of game money? Over ball,
That's
over
right.
sports.
Over sports.
Over sports. It's a lot of money in it.
That's right. But when you look at the Commanders, they're being sold for $6 billion. Is
it 6 or 4 points?
It's $6 billion.
Oh.
Magic Johnson is one of the buyers, and that camp, so $6 billion. Snyder released the team for $6 billion.
That's amazing.
You know, as we begin to talk, Miss Hinton, when you start talking about that money, there's a cat up here that we will talk about later on. I don't know if we can go into it right now. His name is Odell Beckham.
Yes.
Have you looked at how much Odell Beckham signed a 1-year contract for?
Give us the tea.
Listen, Odell Beckham signed a 1-year contract for $15 million.
Ooh, 1 year.
1 year.
Guaranteed money?
Guaranteed $14 billion.
I'm telling you that it's so much money in sports, it's not funny.
And you know, and people are paying the money to see sports because folk love that football. That's love
right.
it. And that's why so many people like me get an attitude when the team lose.
But then again, you have the sponsors,
That's
not
right.
just the
That's
fans
right.
coming in buying tickets, but sponsors. The money that's in it is just unreal. Endorsements, all kind of things go into this business.
That's right. And when you look at Odell Beckham, he's going to the Ravens, to the
Yes.
Baltimore Ravens. Now, Lamar Jackson wanted to put a squad together, just like they do basketball. Lamar Jackson wanted Odell Beckham and another fella to be on the team. But the Baltimore Ravens have not yet signed a contract with Lamar Jackson.
Not yet.
Not yet. See, but Lamar Jackson, and a lot of people are really talking about the way he's doing it, that he is dealing on his own. He doesn't have,
really? He doesn't have a representative?
He doesn't have an agent. So he's really calling shots on his own, you know. So when you look at how Lamar Jackson is doing things, you'll find out that, hey, you know, if they really want him, they'll pay him. DeAndre Hopkins is who he wanted. He wanted Odell Beckham, and he wanted DeAndre Hopkins to be his wide receivers. You know, he said, but he really, here's the controversy now. Because Odell Beckham went and pleaded that Lamar Jackson would come and play ball.
Yeah.
But Lamar Jackson wanted to have DeAngelo Hopkins to be on the team with him. But DeAngelo Hopkins is holding out for money.
See, that's what I was going to ask you. What kind of money are they looking for?
The team said this. They cannot afford both DeAndre Hopkins, Lamar Jackson, and Odell Beckham.
Oh, wow.
Well,
they got Odell.
They
got Odell, and
they got Odell, but they don't have a quarterback.
Really happy about it, but they're gonna have to do something.
That's right. They're gonna have to talk to Odell. They've been talking Lamar. They've been talking back and forth to Lamar Jackson, and he has not made a decision whether or not he's gonna go back with Baltimore Ravens.
I tell you what, but the weekend. The weekend NBA sports was off of.
We're playing basketball.
We're going to talk about the winners and the losers.
Let's start with the finals on which day you want to start with?
Let's go Friday. Let me see. You have Thursday or Friday?
We got Thursday. We got Wednesday. We got Thursday.
Go back as far as you want to go, Mr. E.
Let's go back to Thursday. We go back to Thursday, and we find out how they got there.
Yes.
You know, we found out the Cleveland Cavaliers, they beat the Mavericks 118 to 94. The Miami Heat, they beat the 76ers 129 to 101. The Trailblazers lost to the Spurs 129 to 127. The Thunders beat the New York Jazz, 114 to 98. The Nuggets, they lost to the Phoenix Suns. That boy is trying to play some ball. But then I want to skip Miss Hinton, and I want to go forward because this weekend game was off the chain. They was down to the wire playing that basketball. You know, when we look at the basketball for this weekend, we find out that here in the playoff tournaments, that the 76ers beat the New York Jets, the Nets, 121 to 101. The Boston Celtics beat the Hawks, 112 to 99. The Cleveland Cavaliers lost to the New York Knicks.
Whoa. I didn't see that game.
101 to 97. The Golden State Warriors lost to the Kings. Let's talk about that game.
My
Let's
now,
talk
you
about
know my opinion on it. I think Golden State was a little lazy. Now, even though they were toe to toe the whole time, the way they were playing, Missy, I was under the impression that they were like, well, okay, we're here. We'll play. But hey, but the King, I'm telling you, as I looked at the King, they looked like a team that wanted to win.
That's right. They came out to play.
And the 3-pointers was off the hook from that team. But the Golden State, I kind of should have known that they had other games to win.
That's right.
It's 5, right? Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's 5 games in this playoff series. So now this is what I think. I'm in agreement with you. I think that the Golden State Warriors came out to see what they was up against.
Yes.
And the reason why I said that, because my main man, who's another Dennis Rodman, did not perform up to his potential.
And didn't look like he wanted to. He was just like walking around, like, hey, I got the ball, I'm going to shoot, and that's it. No enthusiasm, nothing. I was just shocked.
When Davon Green don't participate like he really wants to win, then you got trouble in the city, because Davon Green he's a baller. He's a baller, whether or not he's a part-time Dennis Rodman or not. Listen, they wouldn't have never scored in the middle of that bucket if Davon Green wanted to stop them.
So, Mr. E, do you think that Golden State was sitting back saying, well, we can get 3? Just sitting back and saying, hey, okay, y'all, we don't have to go that hard because we got 3.
We got 3, yeah.
So,
and they can sweep them 4-1.
Yeah, absolutely.
They can sweep them 4-1. They can go back and get them, but they gave them the first game so they can turn the beam on.
See, that's what people can't keep playing like that. I want to see all of them, even though they're going toe to toe. I want to see the energy. That's the thing that I'm talking about. I want to see the energy from the players, the enthusiasm from the stars.
That's right. That's right. 624-9475. That's the telephone number to dial if you want to chime in on Sports Talk and tell us what you think about the Golden State Warriors and the Kings. How you feel about that? Here's the game that I think was so overrated.
Which one?
That's the Lakers and the Grizzlies.
Why do you say it was overrated?
I mean, the Lakers and the Grizzlies. The Lakers should have ran them right on out the stadium. They got a powerhouse team.
They were toe to toe too most of the time until the Lakers at the end kind of pushed forward a little bit more and they couldn't catch up
because they was getting too many people was getting hurt. See, when you started getting hurt and you got potential to win the game, look at what happened. That boy called Reese. The only there's more than one Caucasian boy up there.
Yes,
that boy called Reese took over the King, the Grizzlies was not ready for that 3-pointer. They was not ready for him to get off like that. But they was mainly concentrating on AD. They was concentrating on LeBron James. That's who they was concentrating on.
How do you think LeBron's did?
Well, I thought that LeBron was laid back.
He was.
I really think that he was laid back because he did not go into the bucket like a battered ram. See, when Jones get that ball, LeBron get that ball, anybody in his way going into the bucket gonna get ran over. It's he's just like a freight train.
Wow.
When he get ready to go at you and he pull and it's time for it turn the engine onto a full blast, he's gonna run right over top of you, in the way, out of the way, he's coming.
Well, but see, I did like the energy in that game. I felt like both teams were in it to win it. Even though LeBron's, he did seem a little laid back because we were, my grandson and I was looking like, where's LeBron's? And then we finally kind of like, so, we was looking for the star. And, but the energy in the game, I thought was quite
That's
good.
right. They had great energy. They had a great bench people coming off the bench that was firing up everything. See, I believe, this is my thing. when it comes to the Grizzlies, I even picked at the Grizzlies because I figured that here it is in the start of the game that Lakers is not going, not going to take a four. Take a.
What you think they're gonna do this
I
season?
believe the Lakers going to beat them in four. It's going to be a four. They're going to take it away. They're going to win all four games. The first four games, the Lakers going to win them, and it's going to be the ball game.
Well, my grandson was rooting for the Grizzlies, but he said, "I know the Lakers are going to win," and they did.
And they turned the heat up on them. I mean, the Lakers can score when they want to. AD and LeBron underneath the bucket. Hamilton underneath the bucket. The boy from forward from the Grizzlies thought he was doing, so they let him do whatever he wanted.
You think so?
They let him do. See, because they did not put any pressure on him. They let him score.
How many 3-pointers did they? The first team, Mavericks and the Kings. I want to go back to the Kings.
Golden State.
I don't want to go to Golden State. I want to go back to the Kings and who did they play?
Golden State.
And Golden State.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the other one? The Mavericks and that first one we did was the Mavericks.
It was the Knicks, New York Knicks and Cavaliers.
Okay.
And then we had the Nets and the 76ers.
Mr. E, I'm trying to get back to when we Friday and Saturday, we did the Mavericks, not the Mavericks, I'm sorry. The first game we talked about. I wanted to talk about the fact that the three, and I think it was Golden State, the 3-pointers from the team.
Right.
Off the hook. I said I was curious of how many 3-pointers was hit. It was like clockwork. It was absolutely fabulous, even though they lost.
When you look at Golden State Warriors and they got folks that can come off, the young cat that's normally playing around the bucket with them, Thompson didn't get off like he wanted to get off. The final shot in the game that was done by Curry, he didn't even hit that shot. And normally he can hit way from off the top of the rafters into the stadium, and he can hit a 3-pointer any way he wants to hit. So Davon Green didn't get a 3-pointer. Peel, he got his 3-pointer. So I mean, come on, Wiggins got his. So anytime that folk want the Golden State Warriors want to put the heat on them, they can.
What about New York?
Well, when you look at New York, they played against the 76ers. I was going to say the New York Giants.
Oh my goodness.
When you look at New York Nets and Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers and the New York Knicks. The Knicks played against the Cavaliers. Well, absolutely. The Cavaliers could have kept LeBron there. Ooh. They would have kept. They should have used LeBron. They could have used LeBron at that game the other day because they lost to the Knicks 101-97.
Wow. I tell you what, the Boston Celtics, I see they won a game 112 to the Hawks 99. Let's see who else stood out. I'm trying to see who else did. Oh, what about your Pelicans?
Well, my Pelicans, they won. They lost. They lost on Wednesday to the Thunders. Wow. I'm only trying to look for my boy to get into Zion.
Zion.
I really think if AD had stayed with Zion and took him under his wings and taught him, they would have really made it.
What can we expect now? Okay, so tell us where we are right now, Mr. in the NBA. We are playing. They're playing in the 5 games.
That's right.
That will bring everybody to where the final.
Almost to the final. They're in the playoffs.
Right now.
These playoffs are real tight. If you look at it, in the playoff, you're gonna have Denver that's playing against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and then then you're gonna have the Phoenix Suns. They're going to play against the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, you got to remember that the Phoenix Suns, if I'm not mistaken, they beat, if I'm not mistaken, the Phoenix Suns beat the Clippers on the other night.
Oh, wow.
They beat the Clippers the other night, if I'm not mistaken. That boy, I forgot his name. The Clippers, Westbrook. Yeah, that's his name. The Clippers beat the Suns. 115 to 110. So when we look at who they're playing on the playoff block, on the playoff sheet, you'll find that the Los Angeles Clippers is ahead of them by one.
Oh wow!
So the season right now in the playoff is one game for the Clippers and 0 for the Suns.
Wow.
So when we look at our playoff berth, when we look at what's going on in the playoff, we find that the Sacramento Kings is playing against the Golden State Warriors. Now the Golden State Warriors lost to the Kings the other day. So that they still got 4 more games that they got to play.
Wow.
So when we look at our NFL, our playoff bracket, we'll find that this bracket is just the beginning of the team. They got 5 games they got to play. And a 6th one if they tie.
If they tie.
Yeah, that's right. If it go to the next one. So we're in the beginning of the stages. And so if your team is playing or you're playing on the Eastern Conference, the Milwaukee Bucks playing against the Miami Heat, the Cleveland Cavaliers is playing against the New York Knicks. The Philadelphia 76ers are playing against the Brooklyn Nets. The Boston Celtics are playing against the Atlanta Hawks. Now we're getting down to the best of the best. So guess what? If you're rooting for someone on your team, go to our page and jot the name of your team that you're rooting for, or give me a call right now, 624-9475, and let me know who you think gonna beat the playoff. Who's gonna be in the playoff? I really believe. I believe that the Golden State Warriors gonna be the Western Conference champion.
Well, they better start acting like it, because you can't go from by last year's snow. Last year's snow is gone. They did good, right?
That's right.
So they're gonna have to play. You're gonna have to win because you're winning on purpose.
Well, I take that back because of the 5 slammer jammers or the big catch that they got on the Lakers. The Lakers gonna win it this year, and I think that.
Did you say the Lakers?
Oh, the Lakers gonna win it, and the
reason I thought you had given up on the Lakers.
Well, I didn't. I don't like the Lakers. I really don't. I think they're overrated. I really think they're overrated. They are so overrated.
But they look strong, Mr. E. They look strong. No?
They look real strong, and because they got a powerhouse. The deck has been stacked. LeBron James don't have. Well, you got AD in there. You got 2 big men, LeBron James and AD in the middle of the bucket. Then you got Reef coming off the bench and find that rock like it's nothing. And then you got that boy that just led on, who's a great baller. He came and he got off. So you looking at a powerhouse. They done stacked the deck. They done put them a team together, and I'm quite sure that Magic Johnson is happy. That's right.
He should, because last year he wasn't.
Stephen L. said this: if AD didn't come out, he's a wimp. He's a wimp because AD got hurt. His arm got hurt. He said, Lord, Stephen L. said that every time you turn around, when it's time for AD to come to work, he sits back at home. But if he don't come back, it's over.
Mr. E, I want to go back to the NFL for a minute. And do you think that it's worth your team, your former Reds?
Not me.
I couldn't even get it out my mouth.
I'm so glad.
They're former.
I'm so glad.
Do you think how many billion?
$6 billion.
$6 billion. Is it worth it?
Well, I was trying to get an offering together from the players around the league that I would purchase the Commanders or whatever they name. I was going to purchase them for Dallas Cowboys practice team.
You think they're that bad? Now, they didn't do that. The Commanders didn't do that bad last season.
Commanders was in last place the whole season, and they did a horrible job trying to play football. I really think they need to get everything together, from the name to the place to play at, because when you traveling, when you taking babies and you traveling, they have no home team, no place to call home.
Mr. E, I think if somebody buys them, I think everything is going to change. I think they're going to come back up to being champions that we know them to be.
And while we're on that same note, I want everybody to know, because we have a few more minutes, that Ezekiel will be with the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, Well, that's a little tea from in the NFL. But I tell you what, look, come on over here with us. We're going to give you an announcement of tonight after dark, FYI after dark at 6 p.m. on Monday.
Tell them who's going to be on FYI today.
Yes, on tonight. That's what I'm saying. Tonight, Monday night, 6 p.m. Chris Hinton and his real estate team, they're going to be on. And so we'll be live on all social media platforms. Please join us for FYI After Dark this evening at 6 p.m. Have a beautiful day.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. Don't forget to join us for FYI After Dark at 6 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. And don't forget to join us right here on WGPL 1350 AM. Our special guest will be Mr. Lionel, Senator Lionel Spruill, on our Wednesday segment, What's Under the Hat? Issues concerning men. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 right here on WPCE 1400, WGPL 1350, Peace 95.3 FM. And don't forget to have a wonderful, wonderful, by the way, on all social media platforms.
Absolutely.
Don't forget to have a wonderful, wonderful Monday and enjoy the weather.
Yes, sports talk. I'm telling you, there's a lot going on. The games are exciting. I hope you all have been enjoying them.
That's right.
They are good games. And I'm telling you, Mr. E said we're finally we're doing the playoffs and we're going to get to the final games eventually.
You know, Miss Hinton, when we started talking about football, when we started talking about basketball, see, people don't run behind basketball like talking about it. So right now we in the playoffs. So now everybody, mom and daddy, gonna be in the playoff because now it done got to the point where it is very, very interesting and what they're going to do. Like the LeBron James, like the AD, like the Harden, like Kevin Durant, like Westbrook. Like these are some of the highlight men,
the stars.
Names out there. Yes. Davon Green, the 5 Slammer Jammers. What they gonna do this they gonna win it back to back. I want to say good morning to Miss Sheila Davis, Miss Crystal Hinton, Miss Sheila Robbins, Miss Mardell Lewis, Mr. Chris Hinton, and don't forget to Mr. Ed Everett. Who is that bass man?
All right. I'm glad you all have joined us. We are so happy to be able to bring you this show, FYI Morning Show. But don't forget to join us this evening at 6 p.m. for FYI After Dark. We have a real estate team that's going to be on talking about buying, especially now in this season, buying homes, selling homes, buying investment properties, commercial properties, and also how to repair if you want to buy.
And not only that, Miss Hinton, if I'm not mistaken, he's going to have a team that's going to be with us. So if you want to know how it operates, how it goes, here, step by step, Mr. Chris Hinton will inform you on what to do and what you need to do, because he got all of that stuff that goes along with buying a house, realtor, credit repairs. He got folks that gonna help you because you done bought 50 cell phones. You done bought 50 cell phones, and now you got a bunch of cell phones and didn't realize. You know, normally when people buy homes, they got doctor bills, they got but cell phone.
Oh my goodness! I'm telling you, he's gonna tell you how to get away from buying things that have no value, that loses value, and to purchase things that increase in value. So please don't forget to join us. And you know, today, Mr. E, I was listening to one of the news channels, and they're talking about the debt in this country and how much debt people are in. And so, you know, if you want your debt repaired, there's a way. You don't have to just sit back and get overwhelmed and feel like there's no way out. So we're going to be talking about that this evening as well.
That's right. That is so
very
true.
Excited about that. And then on Wednesday, Mr. E, what's going down?
On Wednesday, got Senator Lionel Spruill. You know, Senator Lionel Spruill is running in June against one of the greatest persons in the whole wide world.
And he can't just walk into the job. He has to now compete for that position,
Yeah,
right?
he has to compete, but I really think that he'll win it hands down.
Oh, well,
And
that's
and the
marvelous.
real reason and the real reason why I say that is because he is standing on the promises, and Chesapeake is his town. Yeah, because that's
Wow.
what he's running for. Chesapeake, the add-on to
To
his districts,
absolutely.
Ward 7, to add on to 7, and his district will expand. It will
Wow.
expand. So now I believe because he's from Chesapeake, one,
He's gonna do that.
and two, because he's been a senator for such a long time,
Yes.
and he has showed himself all over the Chesapeake area of what he can do and what he
Absolutely.
cannot do.
It's gonna be great to have him on. We always enjoy him. He'll probably come into the studio. What do you think?
Yeah, he probably will come into the
Uh-huh.
studio.
He'll
Yes.
probably come in and we'll be able to talk to him. If you all have any questions for the senator, what is he running on? And he's always running on something that it's all about the
That's
community
right.
and
That's
what
right.
we really, really need. And so I'm glad to have him on, myself and Mr. E, to
And
talk to him about his run.
and even if you want to ask him the question about that before and after pill, them abortion pills, what his intake on
Yes.
it? Do you really think that a woman has a control of her body? Is it fitting for for the system or the state or the government to get involved with a woman
Yes.
doing what she wants to do?
Well,
It's
we'll
her
be
choice.
we'll be talking about that on Friday. That's going to be our topic for what's in your closet, issues concerning women. And yeah, we're going to try to find out how did the state and the government get into this thing, because there was a time when a woman had an option and where she could do whatever she wanted to do. Now things are changing. Who's changing it?
That's right. That's
We're going
right.
to find
And
that out on
why? And
Friday.
why? And why they are changing?
Absolutely.
Why the women cannot have control of who they are and what they are?
Yes, Mr. E, I know this is not serving dad tea, but don't you know the casino pulled in $23 million again in the last month? The month before was 24 million.
Where do people get that money from?
I'm trying to figure out, but they did break it down. They broke down the slot machines. They broke everything down. The liquor, all that stuff that's being done in that casino. I'm telling you, that's a lot of money. Where y'all get all this money from, y'all? Where did y'all? Because I know y'all in there. Because we had somebody tell us, one of our guests tell us that they were on our other show, that they were in there. It's
That's
like, now
right.
where y'all getting all this money?
Where y'all getting all that money from? Are y'all sneak? Is that the reason why Miss Church can't open up?
Oh, now that's another thing, Mr. E. When are we gonna go over that? We're gonna. I think it's the week after, the
That's
next
right.
Wednesday,
That's right.
following
That's
Wednesday.
right. We'll have
Issue.
a show, a segment. Why folks don't go to church no more?
Mr. E want to know where is the church at this time,
That's right.
post pandemic, and why can they go everywhere else,
That's
casino
right.
included?
That's right.
And we're gonna have
Why?
to find out. We'll find out.
They not wearing no masks at the football game. They're
I'm
not
telling
wearing no
you,
masks at the basketball game. They're not
restaurants.
They're
No,
not wearing no masks nowhere. But the church has been sold out. They got to wear a mask and got to use hand
if they come.
sanitizer. But they ain't coming back to church. Somebody type in here this morning. Why y'all ain't coming back to church?
Well, I tell you what, we're going to discuss it on not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, and find out. Mr. E is really curious about why and where the saints are.
Where
Mr. E
the
is a
saints
pastor of the
are.
Restoration Family Worship Center, and he knows he's been a pastor for quite some time, and the pastors and leaders are talking about the trends that are taking place in the church and who's coming back,
That's
why
right.
they have, and that's the truth. Mr. You ever had a conversation about some of the pastors are saying that some of them will never come back.
That's right, because see, here's what done happened. Technology has stepped in. And since technology stepped in, folk can sit at the table like they're looking at Cleflo Dollar and all them folk on TV,
and giving that moolah.
and sit down and look at their local pastor and say, well, listen, I don't go to church. I'm not dancing on the carpet, so I don't need to go to church nor support the church.
Ooh.
but when you look around in your community, when we look around in our community, we are finding out in our community there's so many churches are shut down.
Well, Mr. E, would you all, okay, so this is a question we're going to ask on next Wednesday. Would you prefer the money coming in and the people online, or the people there and the money not coming in? So far, a lot of the pastors that we've talked to are saying during the pandemic, they made so much money as a result of people not being there, but they were still generous. They were still benevolent. They were still willing to give up the coins. And so, which way do you all want it? I mean, if people are still giving the money and still looking through the lens of social media, what is the problem with them not wanting or needing to come to the local church?
I think that here's my beef. I'm gonna give you just an intake because we're gonna talk about
Yes.
this. I think it's community driven. I think that community would be a better and a safe place if folks came to church and got a word for the Lord to go back to their communities and help their community to rise above. When you look at the communities now, Miss Hinton, you find more druggies are in all these new houses on every corner. You find more seniors are staying in the house, locked, putting locks on their windows, won't come out and enjoy. You find that on every corner, you cannot, one time or another, you can leave your door wide open, don't have to worry about the locks or anything. One time or another, you would know who your neighbors was and who is living in your neighborhood. Right now, you don't know your neighborhood. The community is in a shamble. There's nobody trying to help the community to grow, to rise above. The schoolhouses are being tampered with. They got more guns going in the schoolhouse and more folks shooting up the schoolhouse. It's a community event. It's a community thing. Back in the days of old, they would go to the church and get a word so that we would know what to do to help our community. It ain't about the money.
Well, we will see what it's about on the Wednesday after next. We're going to talk about the status of the church, the trends of the church, social media and the church, money and the church, preachers, some of them retiring and handing the mantle over to their youngins or their associates or their daughters. We'll see. But
That's
anyway,
right.
Mr. E, we want everybody to make sure they're following us on social media. We're on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, you name it. We're there. Facebook. We want you all to be there with us. Please make sure you like and make sure you share and subscribe to our channels. We need the numbers.
Mr. Tell them how they can be a part of After Dark and how can they be a part of our audience.
Well, come on now. You can send us your email, and we would love to have an audience of you all there with us. If you'd like to just be there in the stands, we can see your face and others can see you, and you can chime in on the chat. Make sure you send us the information. You can send it to our email, FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com, or you could just inbox us right here.
Yeah.
Just inbox us your email address and say, I want to come on with you all this evening. I want to be in the chat. I want to be on the show as an audience member. We would love that.
That's right. Especially if tonight is a great topic for you wants to know whether or not to sell or whether or not to purchase, because they get ready to stretch the retirement age so you can get your Social Security. So they get ready to pull that little longer.
Santa. Man from Florida trying to mess up. Folk don't want to wait till 70, some of them. But anyway, that's another subject. But we are, if you all are interested in being on as a panelist, not just an audience member, but if you want to come on and talk and chat with other people about certain topics, make sure you all inbox us and let us know.
That's right.
To do that. But anyway, make sure you follow us on social media. Make sure you're aware that we have the Young Women Achieving Success program, and we meet on Wednesdays at 6. And we would love for you all to bring your girls 10 to 17 years old to be a part of the program. And I do understand some like to sneak in a little younger, but We would love for them to be at least going on 10 to 17 years old. Also, the ladies' books, go up online and get the books. Bullying is right underneath your nose. We have another book getting ready to come out. We got comic books coming out. We got the game that's finished. We have a curriculum and a framework for our schools and libraries and educational institutions. All that is available coming up and being posted on the new website. Also, you can be a special guest. Oh, don't forget the ladies' pies. The ladies' pie is launching in the fall, the World Ladies' Pie, and we want you all to be a part of that launch. So if you want to be a special guest, intern, or sponsor with FYI, Mr. E has the tea.
If you'd like to be a special guest or a sponsor on the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, all you have to do is inbox it at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or either FYI Facebook page, or either email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. That's FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com, or give us a call at 757-714-7861. And all you have to do is drop your email off, and we'll email you to let you know when we're going to pull you in.
I hope you all are doing good with your challenge. You let us know what you're doing and everything. And we're going to tell you all on Friday what's happening with us and how we are dealing with our challenge and the progress we're making. So anyway, make sure you join us this evening at 6 p.m. Make sure you come on. And one more thing before we go, we're serving that tea on Friday, but if you all would come into the chat and want to serve some tea in real time, and we'll do that. Be blessed. We'll see you all this evening at 6 o'clock p.m.
I want to thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. And for more information, give us a call, 757-714-7861. 2 up, 2 down, BA.